And now, Giant Sports Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Eric and Glenn.
We're talking Giants every day. From the Covey Cove to the Oracle Park lights, Eric and Glenn keep the fire burning bright, fighting for the glory, no matter what it costs us, breaking down the moments from the wins to the losses. Giant Sports Talk, we're here for the ride. Eric and Glenn with the fan base pride, talking dreams, will they contend? But we'll back the Giants till the very end. Let's go, Giants! Yes, yes, yes! Oh! Eric and Glenn breaking it down, all Giants all the time.
All right, welcome to Giant Sports Talk Live. Back again. Was on earlier today talking about breaking news, and yeah, Giants made some moves. They got a starting pitcher and they got a bullpen arm. You guys already heard from me. You guys haven't heard from Glenn or Lou. So without further ado, Glenn, news today. What'd you think?
Before I tackle it, just want to give a shout out to my old pal, Al Wong. He never seems to want to contribute in the chat, but I learned yesterday that he is in here every night. He's part of he's part of the Giant Sports Talk Live fraternity, and we appreciate his attendance. But you can speak up. Tell us what a great job we're doing once in a while. Anyway, good to have him. Eric, boy, there's multi ways to dissect this. At the end of the day, I didn't hear your siren going off today, so it is what it is. 22 million for this guy.
Years.
You can never have enough starting pitching. We're an organization, Eric, we don't have enough yet. So picking them up, it's not that bad. But I mean, it's not that good either. I was on the radio today. Lou might know this. I was doing classic rock all afternoon. You never know where I'll pop in. I'm either filling in for Dave, or there was nobody in this afternoon after 12, so I jumped from the new wave show right into the classic rock show. And I played a song today, Eric. And the Giants, nothing like it. They need a new theme. Well, I happen to play a classic rock, an anthem of sorts today on my show. And one of the lines in it, I really started to listen because I go, this kind of is reverberating around the Giants, this song. And it said, I'll pay any price just to win you. Surrender my good life for bad. And I'm like, well, that sure ain't the Giants. And then when you get to the chorus, I'm like, oh, there's our anthem. They call it a bargain. The best I ever had. By The Who. I said that is the San Francisco Giants theme song. We pick up Foley today, Eric. Can't forget about Foley. Well, actually, you can forget about it because he hasn't pitched in over a year, and he's not going to pick up a ball till next June for rehab. They say we might get him back in August, September for a run. But any meaningful saves if we're 14 or 16 or 18 games out at that point, Eric, I don't know what this team is doing. Lou, 22 million, couple of years. I will add before I throw to Lou, one of the good points, I don't know if you mentioned it today, Eric, there was no qualifier, so we don't give up. We don't lose. This is just simply signings today. We didn't lose, but did we really gain a whole lot? I don't know.
I guess the rumor was true that Buster and Mania were down in Marin City at the Marin Flea Market today, and they were looking for bargains. and they got a guy. Even though he had a splint in the cast on, he said, "Hey, I'll be ready in July." So they got a guy who they paid for, who comes off injury. And by the way, he had a bumper sticker. He's got the Giants written all over him. All injured and everything. We can get him cheap. And then we got a starter. For some reason, I saw Alex saying a number 3 starter. I'm sorry, but this guy's maybe like a 4 and a 5 starter. And to me, that means, and I'm being gracious, that means the young kids aren't ready for pro ball. Because obviously, we're getting one of the old guys back as number 3. So that's what I thought. Like, wait a minute. We're signing this guy. He's not a 3 because we're going to get what's his name to help Tony out. So that means he's a 4 or 5. So that means our 4 and 5 starters from last year aren't coming to the big leagues. One of them, either they haven't figured it out mentally, or they just haven't figured it out. Like Roop or some, I don't know. But I just thought it was very strange. And when you get to the flea market, remember, when you leave, no refunds. No refunds. So I'm just, again, I know they made it, but I think they're starting to do, it reminds me of the first song that Glenn Fry wrote called Desperado. I think they're starting to get desperate because people are starting to talk. Are the Giants going to do anything? Now, at least they get a week freedom until New Year's. A couple of weeks said, hey, at least we got a pitcher. Well, actually, we got 2. I know one can't pitch in July, but we did get 2 pitchers. So at least they've done something, but I'm sorry. To me, this is like Christmas where you get all excited and you get a gift certificate. Now you got to use it and you got to sort of see what you get out of it. That's sort of what I think of the signings.
You remember
what?
McDonald's gift certificates for chicken nuggets? Those are great.
You know what, Lou? You're talking about a Glenn Fry penned little ditty there. And, it's so slow and sappy, kind of like Giants baseball. And key line right off the get-go. When will you come to your senses? It doesn't say, this is Giants baseball since probably way back when he wrote that song, Lou. And I got to ask, Eric, I said to you before in the green room, and just in fact before Lou popped in, I said to Eric, one of the good things about when you follow with now, there are other channels and the media, national media, we're covering this like it was some big freaking 4th of July celebration for some reason today. But I said, Eric, the one thing you get to do when there's something like this that actually comes up, we do have something to talk about, is you get other people's perspectives. Now, one of the other channels today said this is a monumental signing. Monumental. And I'm going to tell you why. And that's when I shut it off. I didn't stick around for any reasoning. Eric, I don't think there is any to really call this monumental. Your take.
I already made my take. I'm not. I don't want to rehash because it just pisses me off the more I talk about it. So,
well, maybe there were some people. In a nutshell, a lot of people. You don't like it.
This isn't it. Everyone. It's what if this was? Couldn't this have waited until after you maybe have gotten a better pitcher? Everyone taught you said Alex Pavlovich said it's a number 3 day and number 3. There's no way that's a number 3.
Maybe he is the number 3.
And then let's not forget that Robbie Ray is probably not going to be here next year, so he's probably going to take Robbie Ray's spot. And then a year after that, and then it's going to be Logan Webb's last year. And then what do we got in the youth? I don't know what the hell we got in the youth. It looks like we ain't got much in the youth. We got Landon Roop. After that, it's a freaking big question mark. Who are the guys in our farm that we could sit there and say, you know what, we got a freaking rotation, or we got some guys that are going to fill some holes in that rotation. Right now, we don't have any. And, we hear all this talk about pitching and defense. Look, is Adrian Hauser okay? Sure, he's okay. But he's not a strikeout guy. And I said this on the show, guys, earlier today. He's not a strikeout guy. He's not even at a 20% strikeout rate. I think he's a career at 18 or something like that. But he is a ground ball, so he induces a ground ball. Okay, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're talking about a number 3 has to have the strikeout percentage in there somewhere, right? This is just it gives all the wrong messaging. It goes to show you maybe, hey, the Giants aren't going to spend, because currently right now, and they haven't updated cots yet because I guess the deal isn't final. The Giants are going to be right up against it at $200 million. And I don't know if they're going to go a little bit more than that, maybe a tad more. It's possible they go a tad more over, But do you see them? Does this scream that the Giants are going to go out there and just go spin to make this team better? I don't know. And then on top of that, you got freaking Foley, who has coming off of a shoulder injury, a right shoulder. You got Sam Hinches, who they signed, who's coming off of a left shoulder surgery. So I mean, it's the walking wounded right now. I mean, what are we doing here? What is going? Are you telling me that there's not other guys? Jordan Romero signed with the Angels earlier today. Are you telling me you couldn't at least go get a Jordan Romero, a guy that's not hurt? My God, what is going on here? I don't get it. They also signed Drew Pomeranz. I mean, at least that is somewhat better than what they went out there and got. At least these guys are healthy. My God, I don't understand. And look, I hear, the Giants are going to be in on. Look, we've seen it before. We saw what happened with Aaron Judge. What happened before they signed Aaron Judge? Do you remember who they signed? Lou, do you remember this? Who did the Giants sign before the whole Aaron Judge debacle fell through? Mitch Haniger. Remember? And Larry Krueger said it on Twitter.
I thought that was part of a trade. Mitch Haniger.
No, that was a free agent.
Signed him that year before.
Was it a free? Oh, you might have been a trade. But they went out there and they got Mitch Haniger, right? And I remember Larry Krueger tweeted, "This is it. They're out on Aaron Judge." Come to find out, they were out on Aaron Judge. Now they wind up trying to sign Carlos Correa, but that fell through because they got scared because they threw a lot of money at this guy and they found anything they could to not sign him because you weren't getting that jump in your spring or your season tickets. It's that we all seen this before. This is it, man. This is it.
I like how you say we've seen this before, Eric. In baseball, when you're going to be going into, especially, you got a 3-team road trip. You're going to Chicago, Miami, like last year, maybe Philly. You have what's called a bird dog. Somebody goes kind of scouts out what they're doing and how they're playing offense and defense and the bird dog. You never know their names, but they're just the bird dogs. Every team's got them, Eric. I think our bird dog is one Farhan Zaidi, and he's sending the Giants information because a lot of these moves, a lot of these signings are so representative of the old regime, Eric. Lou, I agree with Eric. We're putting the pawns, really the pawns, ahead of like the king and the queen. We got to go out and get the king. We got to get the queen. Like, stop with the little bit itsy bitsy spider moves and let me just get me the Grand Poobah. It's just a little too much, too little, too late for this team.
I completely agree. First of all, I agree with Eric. If this was the last move and we're going into spring training, I think it would be a nice, great move. Yes. But to me, I think after today, we discovered the problem. It's not Buster, because Buster has no money, no pull, no say. It's all Manaea. Because as Glenn just said, it sounds like Farhan. You got to remember, Manaea was the assistant GM to Farhan.
He was.
And now we're getting the same crap, aka crumbs. We're getting pitchers that, Alex and Susan think are 3s when we know they're 5s. Again, I've been trying to say this. Yeah, the gift certificate, of course, it's outstanding. Remember that, Rounder. You can quote me and have it for free. That's my present to you. Basically, the thing with the Giants too is we talked about the other night where they had 3 problems, and you need to take care of one problem. What they're doing is, again, they're throwing 2 things up against the wall and hoping one sticks. Sort of a desperation move. But here's the thing. Eric, you brought up a great point. They're now up against $200 million. I don't think they're going to do anything. And if they do anything, yep. It's
last year,
I really
the
think
limit, the CBT was 243. Yeah. This year it's 244. Last year they got up to 217. Again, I don't see them going much higher than they might have one move left in them, and that's it.
So you still have the problem. Offense has not been resolved. So we're still going to go with the same team. And, who knows, maybe with Tony in charge, he's saying, hey, listen, I want Glenn's Gilbert in right. Okay. He's stuck in right. Let's keep Lee in center. Ramos has had an off season where he now actually went to school and got smart and knows how to actually read and play defense and know how to play the game. Then, all we have to do is worry about pitching. But, with this I think the pitching coach who left, now you have a new one. So everything's all new. So it's a nice way for the Giants to come back and say, guys, we tried. We tried. We had new coaches. Oh, we had a new manager. Again, more excuse central. That's basically what it is. And it's almost like they finished the exam, the third page of the exam, but they forgot they got to finish the first two too. And now they're stuck.
And to the point, you know what? Yes, it could be Zach, but I don't think it's Zach. I think it's just like with Dinshaw. And I think I saw some other people talking about it in chat. It's ownership, man. They're telling you this is what you only have to work with. We ain't going to go over. So what do you have to do? You got to go to Dollar General, man. That's what you got to do. That's how you're going to have to piece this together. And look, like I said, you can't sit there and have all these high price free agents all over the place. I'm not saying it, but my God, what is going on here? You got to at least go out there and get a solid dude for your rotation, because again, you got to look ahead, because Robbie Ray may be gone next year. Who is gonna take his spot? Are you telling me it's Adrian Hauser? Dude, I don't. This is as a Giants fan, and look, right now I'm pissed off. Look, tomorrow they could go out there and sign Framber Valdez. It ain't happening, but they could. And I don't want to hear they're in on freaking Bellinger. They're in on Marte. They're going to trade for Donovan. They're going to trade for Peralta. I don't want to hear that, because it's not.
I think they're done. I think they're done, Eric.
No, I think there's one more move that they make. Harrison Bader, outfielder. I could see that one coming. Harrison Bader. I hope there ain't no damn Scherzer in there either, because that would be absolutely just a catastrophe.
Well, let me ask you this, Eric. I was talking to you in the green room. Sorry, Lou, but Eric, before we started the show, I said, it's going to be obviously a predominantly pitching-oriented show tonight with the moves, and there are so few moves that this team makes that we got to talk about. At least we got something to talk about. But over the last few shows, a couple of nights, Lou and I were talking about it. It came up last night. There's a deeper problem, Eric. Look at when you look at the overall lineup, our bench, Eric. We got nobody coming. We have no bench, Eric. We have no depth. We have no bench. I mean, look what we had last year. Who do you guys want off the bench this year? What should we have off the bench this year? There's no freaking depth. There's no depth on this lineup. I mean, all the good teams, Eric, you got a standard lineup. This is another problem I have, and I won't get into it. You got your 1 through 9, your standard lineup. That's what you get every day. Giants don't want to go that route. And then these other teams, they've got good players on the bench. We've got what? I could be wrong, Eric. What's the extent of our bench right now? Encarnacion. Don't laugh. I'm serious.
That's it. No, that's it.
I'm in a serious heart attack right now.
Cost and Encarnacion. That's it.
Who do you guys want off the bench? I mean, what should we do?
That's it. Right?
Lou, no depth. Again, not addressing. I don't know. Maybe they are addressing it, doing it in their own way, but that's just too weak.
You have no depth. You have no closer. And the one pitching guy you got now isn't going to pitch until July. I mean, I don't understand it. It's one of those.
Why would you throw money? Why would you throw money at a guy who's not going to even be ready half of the season?
Because we did it last year with our great backup catcher. It's what are you going to do? It's Giants baseball. Nothing like it. I mean, I don't know what to say. Here's the funny part. We've been wanting them to make moves. Then they make 2 moves. And they're so minute, we're sort of pissed off at it. It's just, what are you going to do? And again, here's the other thing. We picked up a guy. Remember, he was the closer for the Tigers 2 years ago. All right. Now they have Skubal. They're not sure if they're going to trade Skubal. And why would you not, you need all the pitching you can if you want to keep Skubal. I think this tells me that Skubal's gone. I really do.
I think Skubal gets moved. I don't know who he goes to, but yeah, I think he's getting moved. Jim says benches cost wisely. Wisely. I think why did it wisely? No, I think
Come on.
Wisely's gone. I don't think he's
on.
organization.
And actually, Drew Gilbert would be, isn't he your right fielder as we stand right now, Eric?
Yeah.
I don't
And
think
look,
he's on the bench.
and you know, we love Down Under. We love the boys. We love the Collingwood Magpies around here. Good bet. Pick the over. JB down in Australia asking me, what are you talking about? No depth. We've got a full AAA and AA club filled with talent who can occupy roster spots. That's why. JB, you just made my point. That is why we don't compete. We have a lot of great players in AA, Eric. They could. And I think we've been using a lot of them over the past 3 or 4 years. We've been bringing them in. The Wade Mecklers of the world. And as you said, some of those guys you just throw. Eric, that doesn't make us a competitive team.
Nope.
I take the whole blame today. Sorry, guys. I shaved because Glenn was giving me a bad time. I actually afforded a razor selling lemonade on the corner since we actually saw sun. I shaved and everything got screwed up. So I'll start growing it back again.
I think look at it. We're all. I get a little.
Now he makes a good point here.
All clean shave.
They'll be $4 billion, acting like the Marlins. Yeah. Well, it's kind of how it's been lately. I mean, don't get me wrong, right? I'm not going to sit there to the Giants have because last year the Giants spent a lot of damn money. They did. But the problem is that didn't fix the underlying price because the Giants still have, even though you've thrown $600 billion last year they spent, but you still don't have a roster that's going to go out there and give you a serious fight. No, I mean, come on.
They made money. They made money. So who cares what they spent last year? They made money, 3.2 million attendance. I mean, come on. I don't know what to say. I mean, again, I don't want to use the word cheap, but I think I came up with a new word because I don't want to always come up with things. Cautious.
Well, there's a few things.
Another cautious pick.
A few things, Lou, exactly. A few things we talk about and things that we bitch about. One of them for me, Eric, lately is, they like to throw out these cliches about the Giants. And one of them is still that we're one of the richest teams in baseball. It don't matter. You can say what you want. They don't act like it. Well, fifth richest team. Who cares? They don't spend the money. So who cares about being the fifth richest team? Because they act like they're the fifth poorest team, Eric. Don't they, Eric? Sometimes I say it just in jest. Something I do say in jest. We're the Colorado Rockies of the world soon. Eric, that's the way they seem to play the game off the field, isn't it? Isn't it, Lou? I mean, we're more like the Pittsburgh Pirates now than the Blue Jays or the Dodgers or the Yankees. We're more like the Pirates. What can we get for a deal? Hey, let's sign a pitcher. He might be a great pick. We get him next July or August. A team that doesn't have a closer now. Well, we might have one in July or August, Eric. That's great news today. No, it's not. And it's not pendulum moving. This is not a big signing. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Not a good day to be a Giant fan today. Sorry.
It sucks, man.
Yeah.
Because it just seems like this is it, man.
Oh, the word of the day. We haven't seen the word of the day either yet, Eric. So
got to be a trade coming, says Harish. Think so?
Well, the one thing, Eric, is when I think it was George that put the comment that was on MLB. I forgot who set it up of our chat.
Oh yeah, George Curry. It was George. What's up, George?
So one of the things the guy said is on the 40-man roster, we have 23 pitchers. 23 pitchers. The average team has like 17. He doesn't know why the Giants have so many on the 40-man roster. So maybe there is a trade that he's trying to get, because I don't think Manaea and Buster, after when they sort of spoke, hey, moves are happening. I don't think it was about this. Maybe there's some type of trade where, the Giants, again, hey, you put this person in, we'll do the trade. No, well, we don't want it. And maybe it comes back to the St. Louis Cardinal guy, from the other night, who was the flavor of the hour. But right now it's got to happen because we're short. We're short people. Beside the bench, which is short, we're short in the most important thing. We bought this up the other night. If you take Webb out, our starters were averaging 3 4 innings. So you got to come up with another 5 to finish the game. And we don't really have a closer.
Well,
so you need pitchers that you can depend on that.
And here's the thing too, Lou. Last year, what's his name? Adrian Hauser pitched 125 innings, right? Where are you going to find those extra innings? Because what is it? Doesn't every starting pitcher have to average out to 180, something like that? And then you got the bullpen to take the rest of the way, something like that. So where are these innings coming from? Are you going to overuse? Are you going to overtax your bullpen? And look, let's talk about this. Is our bullpen stronger now than it was last year?
No.
I don't think it is. I think our bullpen was stronger last year than it is currently constructed. And they're trying to piece it together. Let's talk about the rotation. Is the rotation better right now as it currently stands than it was last year? I don't know. I don't think so.
No, well, remember last year we had
say no because
starters.
We're right now we have 4 starters right now. We got 4. Last year,
who was 4 and 5? Who's our starters 4 and 5?
Well, one of them's Hauser, and then the other one's Landon Roop, and then of course Webb and Ray.
Lou, holding out on the M&Ms.
You're 100% sure that we have Roop is going to be our 4th.
Hey, throw me a bone.
I know you're going to say maybe Whisenhunt, who was the flavor.
Whisenhunt maybe your number 5. To be honest with you, Whisenhunt maybe the 5. And I said, and I was okay. I was okay if you threw Roop and a Whisenhunt, as long as you got a pretty damn good pitcher for your 1, 2, and 3. I would have been okay if you want to put someone. If you want to put a combination of Whisenhunt and Seymour and McDonald and Birdsong in your number 5, I'm okay. See what you got. I got it. But at least your top 3, you're pretty strong. We're not. And look, Adrian Hauser for me doesn't do that. I'm not saying he's a total disaster. I'm just saying the Giants are going cheap on someone that should have been signed a little bit later. Look, if you wanted to sign him as your number 5. Which he is, okay, but I don't think they're signing him as a number 5. It seems like they're signing him as that number 3.
Stretch. Very stretch.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't think the Giants are going to be doing much else. I don't. I mean, honestly, do you see them going above the CBT? I don't.
No.
Hey, Lou, you got the nieces and nephews coming over or something, the grandkids or something. Don't tell me they're all for you.
I open them up, test them out, and then they come over tomorrow and they steal everything. They steal every one of my candies. I get the small ones, they're gone.
Okay. I was like, is Lou eating that whole family size on his own? I love those M&Ms.
No, you know why I got this one? Because the small one was $6.99. The one above this was $10.99. This was only $12.99. I always have the candy. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. No dessert.
All right. Hey, there's one guy. Hey, look, I'm not familiar with this guy because where I grew up was in when Tracy, and I know that Lou, you probably know more about him than maybe you want to speak to him. Glenn Dicki, right? Former.
Yeah, huge loss. I was going to bring that up. I was going to send that to you. Glenn, he hasn't really reported probably for 10 years, but he was really big Giants, 49ers reporter, probably I'd say late 80s to probably to about 2005 maybe, but he was the main guy. He was the guy that would write everything. He was the guy before smartphones and everything where, you could trust what he wrote, unlike Susan Alex now. But he was very good. Based here in the Bay Area, had a little goatee, so that was sort of his trademark. But he was a really good reporter. And, we were sort of spoiled what we had here. You know what I mean? Where, we had guys like Wayne Walker. We had Abanez on Channel 2, guys you could trust. Now, we have Vern Glenn, who I still trust. But a lot of these other guys, it's tough, and I think a lot of these people get paid under the table because sometimes I wonder, what is Susan talking about? Like, you never spoke like this when you were a beat writer for the A's. You were more harsh. With the Giants, she thinks everything's a good signing, no matter what, and I think it's one of those things where, yeah, very good, Rounder. Dickie didn't care. He wrote for the paper and he spoke his mind. And I think that's really what you want in a beat writer. Sort of how the press used to be,
Old school.
Nowadays, it's sort of difficult to believe anything, if you watch certain channels. So, but yeah, he was a huge loss, Bay Area boy. And he was the man. He was the guy, like when the Niners won their first Super Bowl, he was the guy that would be reporting. And his words meant something when the papers meant something, the Chronicle. So good pickup, Eric. Yeah, huge loss for the Bay Area, one of its own.
There you go. Another legend lost. And he was, hey, look, he got up to 89, which is that's a ripe old age. So yeah, again, rest in peace, Glenn Dicki. Hey, I wonder what he would have to say about these moves. I wish we could have got what he would have thought about these moves, but oh my gosh.
You know what he would have said? I've been telling you guys, this franchise, they're still thinking 3 and 5 years. I know it's been a decade, but they're cheap. They're running the Giants like a hotel and a real estate guy that collects rent. They don't care about the fans. Which really it's one of those things. I'm just, thinking it's changed. The big problem about the Giants, since they literally had the ballpark paid for, which it's paid for, they own the land, they needed a little extra money, so they had 2 investors, I think, that bought 6% or 8% of the team, and it was more it was part of the Giants only, not the real estate. Now they got their property, they're making money hand over feet. They're happy where they're at. But, they're concerned. They're not really concerned about the fans because they're happy. Hey, guys, we gave you 3 and 5 years. Again, maybe it's just me, but, it's coming up on 2026. So that means it's going to be coming up on 12 years since they've won it. 12. And if you take the 12 years away, they've only been in the playoffs twice. Mm-hmm. And they didn't win any of the playoffs at all. And if it gets worse, you've only, out of that, have had 1 winning season in the second half. 2014, the Giants had the worst record in the second half. They were
why?
They looked in
because
the
it's the team construction. When you go out there and you do Farhanian type moves where you're just piecing it together with fringe players, they can't last the whole damn season. So it comes apart in the second half.
And this is exactly
where they're going again. They're doing the same thing all over again. It doesn't work. If it doesn't work, go a different damn direction, man.
Fringe players make up a fringe roster, give you fringe results, Eric. Looking at the playoffs, right? We're a team not making the playoffs, Eric. Like you said, you got to do something different, and that means
man.
And we're not bringing back play, Eric. We've already lost players that were on our roster last year.
Yeah,
we have taken a step backward,
and let's not forget. If it wasn't for Wilmer Flores in the beginning of the season, the Giants would have been sunk. If it wasn't for Dominic Smith at the end of the season,
Eric boy,
right? Dom Smith, dude, he was carrying the team until he got hurt. Look at this shit, man. And now you don't have either of those guys. So who's going to be the guys that are going to step up? It's going to have to be somebody.
Everybody in the chat
neither of them are going to be on. Neither of them are probably going to be on the roster. Neither of them.
Yeah. Everybody in the chat usually loves Wilmer. Eric, but Lou, you said it last week, and you threw kind of a bone. I'm a Wilmer guy. You said, thank God for Wilmer last April. He probably single-handedly won us 10 games last year.
Yeah, in the beginning of the season.
Team that didn't make the playoffs.
I mean, here Eric, why are we talking about this? Let's disregard the pitching. So we got Adames, Chapman, Eldridge, still a question mark. Tyler Fitzgerald, who started off good and faded because, I mean, he just couldn't do it. Koss, and then Casey, of course, it just had surgery. So you have a huge question mark on the infielders. That's a huge question mark, you know? And then let's go to the outfielders. You have Dean. We're not really sure what we're getting. Encarnacion. Try to stay healthy more than a couple days. Drew Gilbert. Come on. You got Lee. You got Matos. Again, I'm not sure if he's that bright. I think that's why he makes all these problems. You got McKay, who all he does is strike out 42% of the time. You got Meckler, who's like the flavor of the week, and then you don't want him anymore. You got Ramos, you know, okay. And then you got Joey Wilmer. I don't even know who Joey is. Another guy, you know, so it's
Five
Drew's
teams.
not a
Lou,
pit bull. Come on, guys.
Lou,
Drew
5
is
teams,
not,
3 years. Weimer.
huh?
5 teams in 3 years. Nobody wants him.
Yeah. You know, and I think what all this does is you need Devers, the old Devers, to bat 325, 60 homers, 145 RBIs, and only strike out 100 times, or this team's not 500.
Come on, Lou. Lou, you can't win with 3 guys. Gotta be
Hey, we got a winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
I egged them on long enough.
My God, man. It took, right?
Read
Mel
my lips.
Ramos wins.
Show him the name, Eric. I picked the name tonight, obviously.
There it is. Wilmer
Wilmer.
Flores. Way to
We
go,
would've
Val.
We agreed. Wilmer Flores, Little Wilmer Flores, Little Wilmer Jr., any combination of the Wilmer.
All right,
What
Val.
does he win, Eric? What do you win if you get the old if you
He
get the magical
qualifies.
word?
He qualifies, right, Eric? And away
Go ahead.
you go.
Giant Sports Talk Live, brought to you by Lefties in Burlingame. Visit Lefties for all of your Giants collecting needs. By GenesisGoldIRA.com, Signatures for Soldiers. Duxwell Printing, for all of your printing needs in the Bay Area. Visit Duxwell Printing at 37 Wentworth Place in San Francisco. And by BetterCreditCards.com. For the best credit card choice for you, visit BetterCreditCards.com. Covering the San Francisco Giants nightly online. We are Giant Sports Talk Live. Christmas returns to Giant Sports Talk Live. Ho, ho, ho. Be watching Giant Sports Talk Live for the 12 days of Giant Sports Talk Christmas. We'll announce one qualifier each night for 12 days, and on Christmas Eve, we'll draw for a grand prize of a Giants game day experience with Glenn, Eric, and Lou Marsden, which includes front row dugout seating and refreshments, and a bonus prize of a Will Clark autographed team helmet. To qualify, simply be watching Giant Sports Talk Live and pick a number between 1 and 12. Then on Christmas Eve, Santa's elves, Glenn and Eric, will randomly choose the grand prize winner. The 12 days of Giant Sports Talk Christmas on Giant Sports Talk Live. Brought to you by Tommy's Mexican Restaurant, where it's always a festive time of year. Giant Sports Talk Live, a Northern Lights Entertainment broadcasting station.
All right, there we go. Val, way to go, buddy. What number do you got? Is Val even still here? Val, come on, Val.
Val said Wilmer, so he's got to be here. He's got to be here.
Yeah, he's in here somewhere. Maybe he's not paying
Remember,
attention.
no 6,
Val.
7, 8, or 12.
12 or 12's already picked.
Nope. 12's already picked.
12 is already picked.
6, 7, 8, 12.
All gone. Too complicated, Eric, for these people.
5. All right, there we
There
go.
you go.
5 is it.
Very
Way to
good.
go. Woo!
Word of the night, Wilmer Flores. Tomorrow it won't be a player's name. We'll come up with something a little different. So, Eric, it's your turn tomorrow night. Pick something.
Oh, I'll think of something good.
Okay.
God.
I was going to use Christy Mathewson, and Eric says, nobody will get that. Although somebody did say it.
Someone said it yesterday. They're just. That was a matter of fact. That was Aaron yesterday. He named off a bunch.
He gave 7 names.
I picked up my new Christy card, and I thought nobody will say that. And Eric's like, you said it last night. So you never know. 12 days rolls around.
We'll figure that one out when we get to it. There, Insane. We'll figure that one out.
Picked up another one too, Eric. You know that guy? Who's that guy?
It's called it's Glared.
You can see him. Who's that guy?
I don't know. Who is him? Yeah, I see the New York Mets. Oh, Bobby. It looks like a Mets, but it's actually Yankees or New York Giants, isn't it?
Yeah. Bobby. Yeah.
Nice.
I love my card shows.
Yeah, but
I love going to, well, I can't say this yet, but this is like false advertising. I love going to Tommy's Mexican. It's a great place. I always have a great time there, Eric.
Home of the Tommy Margarita.
We'll go there famous. First time this weekend.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Gonna have some Mexican food. That should be good, man. You can't pass up
margaritas. They pulled me on the
margaritas, and then you got the 3 college football playoff games.
Hey Lou, real quick, how's the food over there at Tommy?
So what I always get is I'm a big Park fan. They have a burrito called the Chili Colorado. Oh, it is so good that when they bring it and I'll cut into it and take a bite, everybody at the bar goes, "What is that smell? What is that?" And I go, "That's Chili Colorado." And then everyone goes, "Give me a Chili Colorado. Give me a Chili Colorado." Nice.
Man, making my mouth water just thinking about it.
Yeah. Hey, if you just want to, if you're in the audience, you can Lou, correct me if I'm wrong here, Lou. Yeah. You're the veteran. They it's like Cheers, Eric. Norm, they got a bar stool down there. It's just Lou's spot. He's there so often.
They know me pretty well, so they always.
If you want to go in for a couple of drinks, you're not really, you just want a munchie. I think there's just the chips are free.
Chips and salsa are free. Right?
I don't see that anywhere anymore. That's I like that.
But
so you guys doing a lunch or a dinner over there? Because I know they close kind of early.
It may start at lunchtime, Eric, and finish after dinner.
As Julio says, Lou, we got to start charging you for rent. You're on that bar stool so long. We'll see how we're feeling. Maybe like around 3 or 4, around 3, 4 or 5. So, the great Buck Rogers died, huh? Gil Gerard.
Oh, no kidding. Wow. Hey, Vintage Oddball Card said, Glenn, nice T 205 card. He knows his cards.
Picked up this one too. You know this guy?
He knows his cards. Look at that.
Grisham.
Look at that. Wow. Looks like a Grisham.
Vintage Oddball. There you go. I like that name. Vintage Oddball Cards.
He's a collector.
Good stuff.
But
I believe he has a channel too.
Eric, can I say something about Giants fan 559?
This one right here?
You can say you're from Fresno. They didn't attract any big free agents. They didn't need any big free agents. Okay? They had a solid team. They had a great bullpen. And if you noticed, in 10, 12, and 14, each time they picked up a guy that bought them over the finish line. But their teams were good enough. 2010, they had 4 quality starters. They had a stopper, who was pretty good. If you remember how good our stopper was in 2010. And you had a great setup guy. The Giants don't have that right now. I think people are forgetting, okay? Duvall is no longer with us, guys, okay? Duvall is gone, okay? So we had a guy that we were hoping to be the stopper, who couldn't pitch back-to-back days, who went to Tommy John now.
Rodriguez.
He's gone. So you got lost your best guy, 2 guy stoppers, okay? Then you had Rogers, your 8th inning guy. He's gone, okay? Then the guy that was a stopper was so bad, nobody wants him. So we definitely have a problem where, you need these to be successful and to be in the conversation of a playoff team. And right now, we're not a playoff team.
And to go to that point, to elaborate on that point, Lou, I'm going to talk about the pitchers, right? The starting pitchers. Lincecum, Kane, and Bumgarner. Right? Do the Giants have anyone near Lincecum, Kane, or Bumgarner currently in the farm?
Oh, no, definitely not.
No, that's the difference. The Giants do not have that same pitching prospects that are ready to even be close to that. That's how the Giants were able to. They were able to look, and Brian Sabian had some fantastic guys that worked for him, right? I mean, they don't have that right now. They don't have that right now. Because you don't. I mean, Landon Rube looks like he might be okay, right? We don't know. Hopefully his arm or his elbow holds up. That's what I'm hoping. Whisenhunt doesn't have a third pitch. He wasn't exactly blowing the doors off of anybody. Birdsong, I don't know what happened to Birdsong.
Yeah, and Brubaker had 3 starts. 2, one was really good, but then once the National League knows about him,
he's an innings eater. He's a long guy out of the bullpen. That's all he is.
Which you usually use when you're down and out on that evening. You're out. Yeah, it's only 6-1. Jeez.
Yeah. Or for some reason, a pitch count gets up on the starting pitcher, and he can't go any further. He's similar to your Bivens, and
Yes, you go. There you go.
And then here's
even guys like that. Eric, I'm not a Bivens guy. I'm not a fan. I hate to be. Last week I was so excited and happy. Now I'm back. I'm taking Lou's side of the court again. I'm like, who excites me on this?
Well, no, I mean, because we all had these expectations that we thought the Giants were going to go out there and do something. They had money to do stuff, and yes, they had a lot of holes to fill. I get it, but my God,
they always let you down. This team, they always let you down, more ways than one.
And again, hey, maybe tomorrow we could come on here talking about a big signing, but I'm not holding my breath. I'm not
sticking around much longer. We talked about everything there is to talk about, Eric. And I got to get up early. I'm heading down. I got to go looking for this flea market in Daly City tomorrow. I don't know. Lots of great. Lou says there are lots of great deals. So I'm heading out to the flea market, see if I can get a few deals of my own tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm out of here, dude.
Anything to add before we sign out, Lou? I don't know.
No. I mean, Eric, thank you for doing the doubleheader today. Way to help out the channel doing the early show. I know. And you had a good crowd. But I thought it was one of those things where, and
always
I appreciate it since today's the 16th and I wasn't loud enough and negative. You took over the crown just for earlier today. You fired me up.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Always a good crowd too. Good guys in the chat tonight. Congratulations to Val. Best sports talk online. You don't get Giants coverage anywhere else like this. And consistently every night, one of us or 2 of us, or sometimes all 3 show up.
Yep, at least for the next 7 days now, something like that. Something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, we got 5. We got 5 in the hopper. We got 7 to go, and then the 12 days of Christmas are over, and then we'll do a show maybe once a month. The way the Giants are going. Oh my God!
Maybe maybe we'll do our monthly wrap up, Eric. During the season.
That's the way That's the way it's going.
The month in review.
God. Let's get out of here, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, guys.
Woo!
You've been watching Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.